So I'm removing this cap on the economizer. Now, the top part of the economizer is the mix hot water, cold water mix output port. On this machine, it wasn't being used because in the United States, they prefer steam ones instead of hot tea ones because we serve mostly coffee and lattes. Okay, even though this machine already has a latte option, some aficionados prefer hand froth milk so they can scoop off the foam and all this other jazz, and they want it done a certain way. So that's for the purists that use a steam on option. And even then, the purists want a manual valve that they can control how much steam, whereas the electronic version, this one, it only has steam on, steam off. There's no in between. Okay. Some people like that fine control, so the amount of steam that goes in, they bring the temperature of the milk, froth milk, up to a certain level, and then stop it right there. So that's for more control. So those versions would have a manual steam on. You wouldn't have the solenoid at all. They may even install, because this is not being used, they may use this as a T1 and with a manual steam one because they don't need the electronic control for the steam one. Okay. So I took off the cap, and here's the cap. The difference between this and a regular one is it's the same thing, but this one has a plug in it. I don't know if you can see through it. There's a plug. It's removable. So this could be, you could take an existing one, cut off the pipe, and remove this connector, and then just plug it. If you're trying to plug this up, okay. So this would go in, and I'm thinking it'll go in like this. Yeah. Okay, because I want to watch out. I don't want to cover this cap. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so with that screwed in place and then of course tightened down, I have this right here, and then I would remove, first thing to do is remove the mount. There's a mount here for this valve. Standard mounting screw. Oh, little small. Oh, it's small. It's the same as the other one. It's the same as the one on the front mount. Okay. Okay. Now, what I would, in this particular case, if I'm converting this to a T1 assembly, I would take off. I would remove this pipe. Okay, so here I remove the pipe. I would remove this pipe, which goes to the top, and I would take the plug, the original plug that came from the economizer, and I would use this to plug up that steam port, because I don't need the steam unless I'm using a, like I said, mentioned earlier, manual steam wand. Then I would keep using this particular connector and then connect it up to manual steam wand. Okay, so this pipe's going to get removed, and we'll plug it up with this. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now because I'm just showing you what is needed for this particular. Okay, now there's enough support on this pipe that I put in to put this in, mount it without having this mounting bracket. Okay, so I can just mount it straight. I can just mount it straight to this valve. In fact, that is the one. That is the valve. The pipe. Okay. Bracket, I would take off that bracket. And of course this pipe wouldn't be in the way. So oops, everything's in the way. Okay, let me take this off. Okay. Imagine that this bracket's not here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, I see where it needs to go. Okay. Let's go on that side. So and there we go. Ah, the bracket does get in the way. Okay, anyway. The bracket does get in the way. Okay, let's just put it in there temporarily so you can see how it's mounted. Okay, this pipe's getting in the way too. Okay, I'm gonna have to take all this off. Wow. Okay. Anyway, this gets mounted in there like this. I'll just hold it in place, okay? And then I can turn this to face it this way, so it'll be facing like this. Okay. I probably have to loosen up this wire. Okay, and then I redirect this port that way. Okay, and then as mentioned before, I take the hose, which I just misplaced. Anyway, take the hose, take it off the port, go straight into the union on this side. Union on this side, and then straight into this port. Okay, so that would be the T1, and then of course you got to change the programming on this. In this particular case, this machine, the last button is used for steam wand selection. So, actually, in this particular case, I wouldn't change anything. I might change the timing on how long the steam tape turns on, but because it's the same valve and the same number, I wouldn't need to make any changes here other than the amount of time this button stays on. I would probably make it where, and in this particular case, the steam probably was not timed, and it just turned on, and then you press it again to turn it off. So I would just leave that. Yeah, that would be all set up for that. Okay. Okay. So this would be the steam setup. The hose going to the spout.